Welcome to Growing in Love and Marriage. My name is Bipilo.
And I'm Sipo.
I almost said my name is Sipo.
Hey,
anyway.
We are now one, eh?
Yeah, exactly. I'm like trying to take his name now. But anyway, today we'll be talking about Are You Compatible? And it's basically a video that we watched actually before, like when we were still in talking stage, I think.
Yeah.
It was a video I watched and then I recommended it and he watched it. And it's by Mal Robbins, who's interviewing a life coach, a relationship coach called Spirit.
Yeah.
But before we get into it, Sipo's going to read a few comments that you guys have been leaving. Thank you so much for all your engagement. We finally reached 1K. And we just love it. Like you guys are commenting, subscribing, liking, sharing, and please continue to share and engage with us. We just love you guys. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you so much, guys. I'm just going to read 2 comments from the 12 things we learned in 12 months of dating. It was an anniversary video. So the first one is from Tori. So she says, "This was so beautiful to watch. I'm literally taking notes from you guys. I'm single, but this video is so informative, especially the part where y'all were talking about not letting your partner fill your cup.
Sure.
And also the comparison that happens on social media with other couples being spoiled. And I'm here thinking I'm not loved because of that.
Sure.
I totally relate from my past relationships. I broke up with my ex because he couldn't afford the lifestyle I want. I felt like y'all were calling me out. Sorry for that to be your feeling, but we weren't calling out anyone. But this is such a great comment, and it just shows that people are really engaging and listening to our comment.
Thank you
to our videos. Thank you so much. We really, really appreciate it. And then the second one is from Halalelo. She says, "You two have really changed my life in a way I never thought possible. I resonate with a lot of things you guys speak about in your videos. And I believe that God is fulfilling my heart desires with regards to spiritual growth, your love for each other, and for God has impacted my spiritual growth in a positive way. So thank you guys for this platform. God bless." Thank you so much for such great feedback. It really means a lot. It like literally pushes us to create more content and even improve as time goes by. Thank you so much for the feedback, guys.
Thank you, Halalelo. We love it. Thank you so much. Please keep on watching and commenting and letting us know what stands out for you. So today we'll be talking about compatibility. And how would you define compatibility?
I think compatibility is how you basically align with another person. Like if you see my fingers now and they're coming together, it's a sort of sign of they are compatible, like they click together. So I think it's that kind of you it's like a puzzle. If you're 2 pieces in a puzzle, like you fitting together as becoming one. That's how I would define compatibility.
Yeah, so it's basically to how 2 people fit together.
Yes.
Like, are they compatible? And so this coach Spirit made an acronym called RISES to help determine people in relationships whether they're compatible. And the R is for recreational intimacy, which means, do you guys like the same things? Do you guys find the same things enjoyable? And it does not necessarily have to be like, I love soccer as much as Sipo loves it. But am I if he's like an outdoors person, can I do that with him? And if I'm like an indoors person, can he chill with me, like indoors? It's not like we're completely separate. We don't like the same things at all. We don't find the same things fun and so forth.
Yeah. And I think it also comes down to you being willing to do the things that the other person enjoys. So if, let's say, I enjoy soccer, I'm like an outdoors person, I enjoy soccer, but this person just wants to read and just be in their own company, so they won't even go out and just watch like one soccer match with me, then that might create a bit of tension in the relationship, because every single weekend I'm out there with my boys watching soccer because you can't come with, and then you basically at home reading. So literally the entire weekend we spend it apart because you can't do the same thing. Even when we go on holidays, let's say we go on a holiday and I book for horse riding, I book for other things, and then I'm the only one who enjoys it and you don't enjoy it, then you're like, okay, I'm gonna just stay in the room because I don't enjoy it. So how are we gonna then enjoy our company in that space? So I think it also comes down to are you willing to sort of do the other things that the other person enjoys as well?
Yeah, and even in the book that I've been reading recently, they speak about this principle called the principle of sharing. And they say that, like, in a relationship, how to make the relationship last is not necessarily like feelings of love and so forth, but it's actually creating 1,000 strands of memories together. And so if Sipho loves something and it's in line with our values, then there should be something to love about it. So in order to share in our love, what I do is that I share that experience with him. So I go to the soccer match, I do it. If I'm running, he comes, he runs with me, even if it's 5 kilometers, and we share memories together and create those memories together. So do you have recreational intimacy? Like, do you guys like the same things? And if you don't, are you willing to experience what the person enjoys, like for fun?
Yeah.
And the second one?
Intellectual intimacy. So I think that one goes down to conversation. Are you able to have intellectual conversations with each other? Because 90% of the time in a relationship, you're talking.
Yeah.
So are you able to stimulate each other through conversation? If I'm a person who loves politics, let's just say I love speaking about politics, I'm so invested in politics, I read a lot of politics, and I get into a relationship and this person hates politics, like she doesn't want to hear anything about politics. How are we then going to be able to converse intellectually?
Yeah.
So I think intellectual intimacy comes down to being able to be intellectually stimulated by this person and grow with this person, because most of the time you're going to be talking to this person.
Yeah, and I feel like it's, even though I don't like politics, but am I willing to learn and engage with that conversation on that level, you know? Because I feel like when we started being in the relationship together, you were in business and I was not, and you'd speak about it, but it's like, am I willing to engage with you on that and learn about it and ask you those questions on the same level that you're at? And also, like, you loved finances, for instance, and like, am I willing to engage in that and you know, learn more about those subjects that you enjoy and that stimulate you intellectually?
Yeah, it's like me let's say I ask you, like, what do you think of the elections, the upcoming elections, and then you like Sabawell, KFC, you know. That would work. Like, you know, I'm asking you a thing and I want like a proper answer. And you trying to divert the conversation because you feel like, I don't think I'm well versed in that area. At least try and learn, you know. Don't try and dodge conversations, you know. Yeah.
And you won't have the same level, because I mean, Sipo's in finance, I'm in health, right? And we sometimes you want to talk about something that's in my field. So you won't have the same level of knowledge in that, but just being willing to learn and like meet that person like conversationally and intellectually, like halfway. Yeah. And then the S is spiritual intimacy. So this is like your values, your principles, your religions. So I really think it would be difficult if someone Christian and someone agnostic came together and tried to build a home, because it's like where are our children gonna go, which religion, like how are we, what principles are we using to raise our family? I'm not saying it's impossible, but I feel like it would be extremely difficult for people who don't have the same spiritual beliefs and even practices to do that. Because if I married you and you wanted me to dress a certain way, you know, or practice something that's not in my values, it would have been very difficult to kind of run our home.
Yeah, I think it makes life a bit harder. It's not saying, like, many people have done it before. It just makes it a bit harder in terms of, if I feel very strongly about something and you feel very strongly about something, then where's the middle ground there? Like, I think it becomes more complicated when there are kids involved.
Yeah.
Where do the kids go? And I think sometimes the kids get confused because they don't know who to follow. Like, they don't know whose beliefs to follow at the end of the day.
Yeah. And then the E?
The E is emotional intimacy.
Yes. Yeah. So this one is about your personalities and how you express your emotions. So if I'm like a warm person who always wants to talk about their emotions, and you're like cold and distant, and sometimes like I just feel like you're not feeling, or you're not filling me up emotionally because I'm trying to talk about them and you're like trying to bury them, then it's really difficult to like, how are we going to go about this relationship? Are we going to talk, or are we going to like just make a joke out of it, So there needs to be that the level of intimacy emotionally. And even though you guys have different personalities, it's all about being willing to meet that person halfway. The person who's warm and fuzzy and wants to talk about their emotions consistently, meeting them halfway, even though you feel better when you're just kind of taking a break a little bit and then like making a joke out of it and forgetting about it.
Yeah. And I think it also comes down to, am I able to be open and vulnerable with this person? So if it's someone, if you don't feel emotionally safe with someone, then you won't tell them your weaknesses, you won't tell them your deepest, darkest secrets, you won't open up to them. So that means that in emotional intimacy part will not be met. So you guys won't communicate about the most difficult things in the relationship. So yeah, I think that's what I think is emotional intimacy.
Yeah, so I feel like a way of you to ask, am I compatible with this person, is, do you feel safe with that person? Do you feel like you can actually open up and be completely yourself and vulnerable, sharing your deepest, darkest secrets with that person? And you don't have to rush into it. Obviously, a month into it, you're not going to be like sharing everything. But do you feel like that's a point you can get to?
Yeah. And also feeling heard. Does this person hear you when you speak as well?
Yeah. And I think also these points are not necessarily to make you realize, am I compatible with this person? But if you are in a relationship where you know you're compatible, also to help you be the partner that wants to share in the recreational experiences, wants to learn about what stimulates the person intellectually, wants to be like, okay, what are our principles? What do we live by? Remember, like when we started dating, we made like 30 principles that we're always gonna live by, like effort, love, all those things. And then emotionally as well, like let me hear this person and hear what they're saying.
Yeah.
And the last one is sexual intimacy. Are you attracted to this person?
Yeah.
What's funny?
You started laughing before me. So yeah, you go. I think you're the expert in this.
No, what? Okay, so the last one is sexual intimacy, and it's, are you attracted to this person? So even if maybe you're waiting sexually, yes. Even if you're waiting for marriage, like, is it hard for you? Because if it's not hard, then like there's a problem. You know what I'm saying? Like, are you attracted to this person? And what was it again? Are you attracted and?
Yeah, I think. Yeah, does this person just sexually stimulate you? Like when you look at them, do you just feel like, oh wow, I think I just want to get married to this person and enjoy life. So I think it's that thing of feeling like you're sexually attracted.
Yeah.
And I think also when you've started engaging in sexual activities with this person, I think it's also that thing of being on the sort of like the same level of sex drive. Like if you are your sex drive is like very low and this person is like very high, then you won't be on the same kind of level in terms of being sexually compatible.
Yes.
And I think also like in terms of exploring when you're engaging in sex, like obviously people have very strong convictions about certain things you can do, and that's very justifiable, but is that person willing to understand that as well?
Yeah. Because if one is convicted and the other one is not, it can create some tension around that.
Yeah.
But so we found this helpful in our dating phase, because we were just like, okay, it's important to engage in what the other person likes to do, and are we really I feel like that confirmed a lot for us that, okay, maybe we are compatible, because I was literally praying like, Lord, take him away from me if he's not my person. Like, I don't want him. And I was trying to ghost him, but after watching this video, I was like, maybe I should give him a chance a little bit.
And I think also, people shouldn't be very afraid. Like if you don't, like there's not two people that are perfectly compatible. You might find that in terms of recreation, you're not there, but spiritually you like there. So there's not any one couple that is perfectly compatible. You just need to work towards that. So if you feel like, oh, this guy is not very open, or this lady, she doesn't listen to me, like I don't feel heard. Like, raise it with them. You
Yeah.
don't have to feel like, oh, I'm not compatible with this person, so they're not the one. So just work towards that. And there's not one couple that's perfectly compatible.
Yeah, and you don't have to have all of those things like done. They don't have to be 5 out of 5. They can be 3 out of 5, 4 out of 5, but just work on, like Sipo said, work on like having most of them be aligned and compatible.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we've reached the end of our video. Thank you guys for tuning in once again. Be a share on, get it?
Wow.
Thank you. Please like, subscribe, comment, and let us know what stood out for you, what you learned from this video, and you can even go watch the Mal Robbins show and see Dr. Spurt really speaking about this in greater length.
Yeah.
So thank you guys, and we love you guys.
Thank you so much. Bye.